Hello and welcome back. You're listening to Rival and Queen. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sarah.
And it's our first episode of 2022. Woo!
Happy New Year, everyone. What a time.
I have still been writing Happy New Year. I mean, we're halfway through the month of January in my emails. And I'm like, you know what? New Year feels like it was decades ago. I'm over it.
I don't even remember. I had the most uneventful New Year's of my entire life this year. I literally was just like, I want to stay home and do nothing. I think I went and visited my sister and her boyfriend for a little bit. And then I was truly like,
I talked to you that day. You were drinking, I think, a glass of wine and watching a movie, which I
yeah,
thought was nice.
I was like so happy doing that, which is so out of character for me. But it was like the most uneventful New Year's I've ever had. Although funny enough, thinking I would go to bed early, I'm pretty sure I ended up being up till 2 because at midnight when all the fireworks started, it was so loud downtown. But it was also just so fun to listen to people scream things out in the street. Like I loved it.
Amazing. I was also in bed super early on New Year's Eve because I had an early morning flight. I think I was asleep. I drugged myself with a bunch of melatonin safely. And I was asleep by 9:30. So I had a great sleep when we had to get up at like 3:45 or whatever it was.
I love that. I was actually like, I'm pretty sure I was up till like 3 because I remember looking at my clock being like, oh, Ashley might be awake right now.
You know what's so funny is when we went down. So Charles, who you know, he works for Queen's Mark and he drives a beautiful car. He gives us the best rides around and to the airport. So he picked us up. And when we came into the lobby of our building, there were 4 people, I think maybe 2 couples, whatever it was. And they were sitting in the lobby when we were leaving with our suitcases. And Charles said that they knocked on his window because he was in a big SUV and thought he could drive them. But we were all having a laugh because they were obviously at someone's unit in the building partying and they couldn't get home. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. I'm waking up and they're going to bed.
Respect. I love that.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. It is always a hilarious moment of reflection. I'm rarely the person up though at 5 a.m. So I'm always on the one. I would be saying goodnight to you.
Yeah. They were very chipper. They're like, hello. But I felt bad because they were obviously stuck. But anyway.
That's so fun. Do you know what else is? I still have Jeff's Christmas gift that I have not given to him that is wrapped safely in my house. Yeah, it's bagged. It's ready for him. So
I can't wait.
I know, because we haven't seen each other since I think December 20. When did I go home? The 20th. So I think like December 18th.
Yeah, you and a couple of our friends came over to my place on the Saturday before Christmas, a week before Christmas.
Yeah. So I think like the 18th. So it's almost been just 4 days shy of a month.
That's crazy. I feel like people must think we're feuding or broke up or something.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I was also thinking is because I really love over the holidays, and like people may have noticed this, like I have not been on Instagram or social media basically at all for 3 weeks. Like I haven't posted a story, like nothing, which isn't
well, you were very active on your Advent calendar, so people are probably wondering where
can I be honest, like that was a lot for me, like to have to get on I enjoyed it, but like that regular commitment of having to show for 25 days straight, that was a lot for me. Like I like to show up in bursts and then take a break, and so I really
that was like you had to show up and do it.
Yeah. And by day like 23 and 24, it's like, oh my God, like for the people who are coming on here every day and like sharing, like bless them, because that is not, I don't have that stamina yet, obviously. And then
hopefully you've saved your stamina up, so when we see each other we can just go nuts. If we're
what, the stories are starting to want to come out, so I'll be back on Instagram. But yeah, you're right, people may be wondering like why we haven't been posting or together, but it's because we've been apart. There's no feuding happening.
No, you went to Newfoundland. I was at my parents for Christmas. Then I went basically right after you got home. I went to Turks and Caicos, and then
we both got COVID separately.
which is so funny because we're only a few days kind of like apart, which is great. So now we can safely hang after.
But we
the
still
weekend.
can't see each other right now as we're recording this. And so when this episode comes out, that will officially be, I'm calling it Freedom Thursday. That's my day of freedom.
Yeah.
So I'll be out into the world again, waiting for Ashley's Freedom Sunday, or I don't know what day it is.
Maybe Saturday. I'm
Saturday.
hoping. So we had to get tested in Toronto when we left the airport there, and we still haven't, they said 3 days. It's been much longer than that. We haven't got the results back, but I'm hoping maybe that one was positive. So then it's
Freedom Saturday.
So watch out.
So watch out, world.
Luckily, we're both feeling much better and, weren't down and out like some people. So we feel very lucky that this is how it came out.
And to be honest, I will tell you, I have two reflections on this. One is like, I haven't been sick in so long. I actually kind of enjoyed the experience. Like I wasn't really sick, but I was sick in the sense it's like, I had to actually rest. And I've been explaining this to Ashley where I'm like, stop doing things, go lay on the couch. Whereas like I needed to kind of 3 days to actually literally do nothing and just lay on my couch, and my brain was just like foggy. And I haven't done that in so long. It was kind of nice to just give myself the time to rest. And then the other realization I've had is that the biggest challenge with COVID is it's messing up my sleep, and I can't fall asleep well. So I've been having to sleep in because I'm very adamant about my sleep, and I just want to give myself and my body as much sleep as it needs. So I just haven't been setting an alarm. But because of that, like I haven't been waking up until like 10 a.m. because I can't fall asleep till like 2. It's crazy.
I know. And I've also, I know a few people that this has happened to, that it's disrupted their sleep completely. The first night it did with me because I just felt awful. So I was just tossing and turning, but I did not sleep last night. I even took Gravol and I was just wide awake. I went out and watched TV, hoping that just like the sound of that.
Yeah. Would like put you to sleep.
Wow. My phone was just ringing. Did that come through? Sorry, guys.
Nothing came through at all.
But yeah, it's kind of frustrating because you do want to rest. And obviously I think it's probably, I don't know, there could be numerous factors, but not being able to like go outside and be as active, you just maybe aren't as tired. I don't know.
I'm wondering that. I was wondering that last night if it's because I haven't burned as much energy, but to be honest, I don't feel like ready to work out or anything. So I'm not sure if that's what it is. But I will also tell you, I'm okay with not being out and around all the time because it's so freaking cold out. I'm just like happy to be bundled up inside.
Oh my God, 100%.
Okay, Ashley, we have to know. The people need to know. I feel like we have to do an all talk episode almost next because I feel like we have so much to catch up on. But the people, need to know, how was Turks and Caicos?
Turks and Caicos was amazing. Honestly, I took this journal. I actually stole it from Jeff, but there were so many ideas and things. And some of it, I went back and tried to read it. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what this word is. I know you say that too, that you just end up like scribbling kind of. So many I felt because I haven't been obviously in another country for so long, but actually seeing people and hearing people's conversations from different parts of Canada and the US, and just like sitting back and kind of people watching and listening. I'm like, this is really nice. Like, there's other people out here living their lives. And it was just such a blissful experience. And I'm like, everyone looks great. That was something I started like seeing differently, even with my own self-image, like not caring that I'm in a bathing suit. I feel like when you're younger, you're kind of more self-conscious. And I'm like, oh yeah, I feel great. Love my bathing suit. Like this person looks great. I just saw everything through such like an optimistic and positive lens. Oh, which was lovely. Fresh eyes. The weather was beautiful, swimming, everything, the food, we had a blast. And definitely if anyone's contemplating it and you feel safe and good doing it, I highly recommend it.
I know now I want to go and swim in the sea. The water looks so beautiful.
Oh my God, the water is perfection. The pool, which I only went into once, but it was actually a lot colder than the ocean, which was crazy.
That salt water, just gorgeous blues. Hopefully Ashley will post some photos for us so we can all see how beautiful the water was. I've seen it. I was very into it.
Yes, you would love it. I thought of you so many times. I was like, Sarah would be so happy.
Floating in the sea for hours.
We need a girls' beach
You've
trip,
inspired me. Yeah. I got to go float. The only other thing that I want to share that I'm just at the beginning of is I started doing my human design training.
Yes.
Which I'm so, as you guys know, we've done an episode on human design last season with Victoria Jane. You can go back and find that. We'll tag in the show notes, but we're very into, well, I don't know. I'm the most into human design.
But now this can be like an add-on that you can do for people.
So I'm so excited because as I'm doing this course, I'm going back through everyone's charts because I have like everyone's charts on my phone and I'm learning so much about them. So I'm so excited to be able to go through all my friends' charts. And I'm really into this right now. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be doing human design readings for all our guests in the future, I'm sure.
I can't wait.
All right. So today we've got a very special guest that we are so excited to have on. We had so much fun with her in the studio. Allie Beckwith, our new best friend from New Brunswick, came all the way down to see us.
She came early because there was such a rainstorm and windstorm coming, which was amazing that she was able to make it.
And what I love is she had walked to the studio that night to record with us. God love her. It was only a few blocks, but it was pouring rain like crazy that she just showed up so bundled up and like cute. And I think it just speaks volumes. She's just so earnest and happy to be there and such a great attitude. Like it was such a pleasure to hang out with her and get to know her. And
we had fun. We had wine. She gifted us, which I've been lusting over these sweaters she makes of the different provinces and Cape Breton. And she gifted us a Nova Scotia one, a great crew neck. Sarah's holding it up if you're watching, but we'll definitely share where you can buy those through Instagram as well. Beck&Boyd.
Yeah, those are her Beck&Boyd sweaters. And I have to say, that has been what I've been living in every single day while I've been stuck at home with COVID. So Allie, thank you.
I actually thought about it. I wanted to bring it on my trip and I just totally forgot, like even just traveling. Anyway, they're great. Highly recommend.
It would have been like a nice, nod to home. So for everyone listening to this week's episode, we have such a great time with Allie. She's an entrepreneur, an artist, a photographer. She's created the company Beck&Boyd and makes these amazing sweaters that Ashley just talked about. She's flipping her house. She is incredibly open and vulnerable on Instagram, and she's just got such a fabulous energy. So we're so happy to have her in the studio with us. And really, we talk about how a Frenchy's adventure turned into an accidental business, how she became an entrepreneur. We go very deep into napping, which I'm hoping COVID might change Ashley's view on. But we talk about how kind of she manages all these different projects in her life. It's such a fun and light episode. We got a lot out of it.
And her artwork is phenomenal. We need to do that painting course with her sometime, Sarah. Maybe in the next few days. I don't know.
Should we do?
Or a paint night?
Do a paint night together virtually while you're stuck inside? Because I can go out and get all the stuff for you tomorrow. Okay,
well, I have all the stuff. I have two canvases.
Okay, let's do it.
Tomorrow night, like, where are you going? Like, you're not going to do much.
I know I'm going to go see my sister, but we're going to do a paint night together. I love this.
Perfect.
All right. So for everyone who wants to connect with Allie, please connect with her on Instagram at Allie Beckwith or at Beck&Boyd. And you can also check out her website, alliebeckwith.com.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's
go.
All right, I'm going to stop talking.
We're going to start now.
I'm going to let Ashley start. We're going to start. Mark's going to start.
Mark's already been
We're going to have a celebration palooza with Allie.
All right. I think that you should introduce that, Sarah. I think you should repeat that.
We are here for a celebration palooza with Allie Beckwith. We're so excited. Cheers. We're here together.
We're so excited. Allie is joining us. You are our first New Brunswick guest.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know. We've had lots of guests from all over the world, but no one from New Brunswick.
And not only from New Brunswick, you are from New Brunswick, live in the flesh in
Yeah.
Halifax. You made the road trip.
I know.
So we have you here in studio, which is just a delight.
I figured it would be way more fun, and I think I was right.
It is definitely more fun. So we're so happy. We have followed you on Instagram, and then a lot of our, I was going to say viewers, listeners, and
Followers.
Instagram followers said that we should interview you. so
my
we're
God.
so excited.
That's the best compliment
Big
ever.
fans.
I love
I
that.
know. It's so fun. And I just want to say thank you for gifting Sarah and I these fabulous Nova Scotia crew neck sweaters.
so
if you're
welcome.
watching on YouTube.
Now from a brand new company. Do you want to tell us about it?
Let's start with that.
We've finally named the sweatshirts. So if you have been following on Instagram, you know I've been struggling with this forever. I thought it would come easily. Like, I feel like the hardest part about like having a business is like selling the product. Where in this case, it was naming what it was.
What the business
Yeah.
was going to be.
That's a good problem.
I know, and I could recognize that, but I was also like, oh my God, like I just want to get moving because we get so many people like creating content, like wearing them and like hiking, like doing all these cool things, and I just had nowhere to share it.
Right.
Right.
So it just was like kind of this waste of like all these cool photos being taken. Anyway, so the sweatshirts have been, they've kind of launched by accident. Do you want me to get into that?
Tell
whole
us.
story?
Tell us like
because
about
we love them.
because
Okay.
you're into so many businesses, and we're going to get into them all. But you've created these crew neck sweaters, so tell us about them from the beginning.
Yes. Okay. So you guys are familiar with Frenchies, obviously.
Big fans over here.
Yes, I love Frenchies. That is like,
For anyone who's not
same
familiar,
thing.
Frenchy's is like a fabulous group of thrift stores in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. They're not in Newfoundland. They might be in PEI. I don't know.
No,
I grew
I
up
think
going
they're-
to Frenchies. I'm
Me
from the
too.
Valley,
Yeah.
and there are so many.
yeah.
And people would go down to Digby, which
Yeah.
is in kind of the near the bottom of Nova Scotia, because the boats from Maine would bring in the fresh gear.
Frenchies stock.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
you see a lot of Boston Celtics,
Oh, yeah.
New England Patriots stuff.
Oh yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, it was I think Leanne is the owner. She like the first one was in Nova Scotia, and I think
Yeah.
they eventually trickled their way into New Brunswick. Anyway, love Frenchies. Get everything I wear from Frenchies. Had my favorite Michigan hoodie that I've ever had in my life from Frenchies. Wore it for a few years, loved it, lost it. So annoying because I don't go anywhere. I don't leave my house. If you guys follow me, you probably know I just basically go to my house and then the one that we're building, and there's not really many places in between. So I'm still annoyed about it because I would love it. But I wanted to create like my own new favorite sweatshirt. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't need to say Michigan on it. I have no attachment to Michigan. I've been there once. Cool
Yeah.
spot. Anyway, so I'm like, it could say New Brunswick. Like, that's fine. So I was kind of playing around with like what I wanted, the letters, like placement, how big they were, all that kind of stuff. Back and forth a few times. I wanted it embroidered because that is my Michigan one was embroidered.
Oh,
And yeah, it's just so cool. I miss it.
It's very like college, the college
drive.
vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like Michigan State University or something. Anyway, so went back and forth with a family friend who we use as our supplier and created it. And then I kind of made a slight accident of sharing it online. Just being like, hey, like, look at this kind of like cool thing I've been working on, like trying to like recreate my favorite sweatshirt. And then people wanted it like instantly. And I'm like, oh, but I haven't perfected it yet. Like, I don't even really like, it's kind of perfected. Like, it's to a place where I love it, but I would love like the letters to be bigger and like kind of stuff like that. Anyways, so it was put on pre-order that night on my website. So I'm like, okay, the people are going nuts for this. Like, okay, let's just add it to the website for pre-order. That way we know how many
to
we
order.
can make.
Yeah.
So I asked my supplier, like, is there any minimum order? Because I don't know, you know, it could just be one, like, could just be for me, and that's fine. Like, that's what my goal was. Anyway, and then all of a sudden, like, when I added to the website, it was like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like looking at Justin. I'm like, are you seeing this? Like, this is all like the past hour, like how many orders are coming in.
Wow.
So that was insane. And I'm like, oh God, like, kind of what have I done? Kind of like, okay, we're going to roll with this. And,
Okay, this is
figure
like
it
a
out.
good mistake.
This is
Yeah.
a business now.
Yeah. So then once the New Brunswick, like everyone was going crazy for the New Brunswick, people were like, what about Nova Scotia? What about Nova Scotia? I'm like, what? Okay, I guess we're going to do Nova Scotia. Like, and then we did PEI. Like, it just kind of like started snowballing into this thing.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, like it's super fun. Like I'm
Yeah.
passionate about it because I want it to be what I would want to wear. So I made it like, you know, the embroidery and the people always ask for other colors and stuff like that. We're working on it. But anyway, that's kind of how it started and how it's going. But
The accidental business. I love that.
like I didn't really think I'd be a crew neck designer. Like it's just anyway, we're rolling with it. But the hardest part was I wanted to like exist beside me also because I feel like I'm sharing all the time about like people's orders and pickups and pre-orders and like new designs and stuff like that. So now we've named it. So we named it Beck&Boyd.
Ooh.
Which is my grandfather, everybody called him Beck, and his brother-in-law, who is Boyd. So my grandmother she's passed now, but she is like my favorite person on the planet. And her sister, Jer, are like two peas in a pod. So then their husbands were forced to hang out all the time and go camping and like do everything together. So there are these two like kind of introverted guys, like always like poking around a bonfire, like doing that kind of stuff. Anyway, Beck and Boyd, they were always together, like their wives were always, you know, out shopping, like doing their stuff. Anyway, so I kind of wanted it to be like more like grampy, gas station-y, like airport, you
Love
know,
it.
kind of vibes.
Cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
So-
Michigan sweater.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep our eyes open if we
I
ever see
know.
one.
I know. Keep me in mind. But there was something about that specific one. It was like the letters were huge. Like anyway. So that's where we're at now. So I can't let it
We're
go.
gonna get you the Michigan sweater.
Or it's going to show up. But you have that sweater to thank
I
for
know.
the start of this business and that inspiration.
And Frenchies.
And Frenchy.
I
We need to
know.
call, was it Leanne, did you say?
Shout out to Leanne.
We need to get Leanne on the podcast.
I know, you should. That'd be
That's-
cool to see the evolution of Frenchies.
Oh my God. It is such a Nova Scotia institution.
Yeah.
Like
Francoise, people like to
Francois,
call
yeah,
it.
we
just
call it that
yeah,
sometimes.
just to give it like a little
Ledge.
fancy.
a little flair, just like
Love it.
Target if you're in the States.
Exactly.
You know, we
Oh my
could be
God.
fancy. I feel like that could be, this is like a future country song. If Jody Guthrow or Dave Sampson are listening to this is going to be your next country song.
Yeah, slide it in there.
Yeah. Put it out there. You never know.
I freaking love that. So
Oh, man.
this is so, I just like love this story. And I think I love happy accidents when you sort of are naturally doing your own thing and people are so responsive to it. And that was how we connected with you. Like Ashley said, like so many of our audience and listeners love you and love your stuff. And they reached out to us and asked us to get you on the podcast. So I think it is just like, it's kind of incredible that you've built this audience that just loves watching your journey and they get so behind you. So like you start a sweater and it immediately you make a sweater, it turns into a business because like people are just so connected to the things that you're creating.
Well, thank you. That's like the best compliment ever. But I do feel like something, and I've kind of done this by accident because I also, like, I am a photographer. That's what I studied. Like, that's what I've been forever. So I've always kind of had my own service or product to sell before even Instagram existed. So I think, and then it became like, I went to art school. I actually graduated from NASCAD. Yeah. Anyway, so then it was like painting and art and whatever, but it's always been like a kind of a product. So like when you're a blogger or Instagrammer kind of thing, you're usually promoting other people's products all the time and you never quite know when your next partnership's going to be and like that kind of thing. But when you're kind of in control of your own product all the time, you can
That's so
sell your own product. And that's, you know, what feels the most genuine. You're the most passionate about that. So I think that's something that more bloggers should do is kind of like come up with their own product line. I kind of think that's like where it is. I didn't really mean to do that. It kind of just happened. But now in hindsight, it does make the most sense than to promote, you know, somebody else's product all the time.
Definitely.
Totally.
Gives you more control, probably.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like your audience also feels way more connected to it. I mean,
Authentic.
Yeah, like anybody who watches my Instagram, watch that happen completely just by, you know, they're part of the entire process.
They knew that you lost the Michigan sweater. And this
Exactly.
was the mission to recreate.
Yes.
The light bulb went up. But you do have such
it
a
was
big
authentic.
following on
Yeah.
sorry, Sarah. On Instagram. You have 35,000 plus followers. Like, how did that start? Was it with the photography or your art, or like how did people start to love what you do enough to follow along?
So, yeah, it actually was really frustrating in the beginning because I wanted my Instagram account to be about my photography. and it wasn't quite catching on. And then I would show like what I was wearing to school that day or something, and that would be more interesting. And I'm like, no, this isn't what I'm looking for. Like, I don't want anything to be about me. I want it to be about my work. So that was kind of a thing I've had, and I still like, I don't really struggle with it anymore, but I did for a long time. Like, I want my work to speak for itself, and I don't want people to give a shit about what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Now I've kind of figured out a way to make it work. But in the beginning, that was really annoying to me because nobody cared about my photography.
But that's so interesting because it is like the attachment to the people that like we build that connection to, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
But that it would be very frustrating when you're trying to build a business.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this isn't going to get me any bookings. Anyway, so I just started sharing more. Once I kind of figured out like, oh, like this gets more engagement on Instagram, I just started sharing more of that. And it was just kind of like the daily stuff and not necessarily, you know what it was more of the behind the scenes of the photo shoots than the actual end photos. So people are just like more into that than, you know,
into the process behind.
Yeah.
It's like a peek at kind of, what goes into it. And people love to look into people's lives and see, you know, who's Allie, what's she doing? How does she get from, one point to the other? Yeah. That's so fun.
We see the same thing though, like just haphazardly. I was going to Newfoundland months ago and bought a bunch of clothes. And I was like, I'm just going to post all of this on Rival and Queen and see what everyone thinks I should bring with me.
I watched that.
Yeah, okay. So
I loved it.
But it was funny because it was like our viewership like doubled on those posts of like.
And then we got the collab with HSC.
Yeah, with Halifax Shopping Center.
Yes.
Which is so funny, but it is really interesting because that's not the content we share all the time, but people do love that. And it was like very funny to me. It was like, all right, we're packing to go to Newfoundland and I've never brought so many clothes on a trip, if I'm being honest.
Everyone's like, bring it all.
I looked fabulous the whole trip. So thank you very much to everyone who voted. I appreciate your help.
Yeah. Well, like in me, myself, I'm like, I love seeing that. You know, like, it was sweet. So I don't know. There's a certain charm in that. And so I feel like if you like play into it, and it's most of the time by accident, it ends up being like the most authentic and genuine. And you're just like, I am packing for Newfoundland. Like, you know what I mean? You can't make that up.
Totally. But then it ends up growing kind of the other parts of your business too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's
more,
a good tip.
Yeah. More opportunity to then share what you really want people to see because they're following
along. Stick it in there. Yeah.
No, your artwork is so beautiful. Your paintings, I went on. There's so many beautiful ones of the ocean.
Thank you.
What kind of inspires you to paint, or is it just kind of whatever comes out?
So kind of the thing that ended up happening was I loved fashion photography. Like that was like my thing. And I went to New York Fashion Week a few times, and like even in Halifax, like there was way more like fashion photography opportunity when I lived here than there is in St. John. So St. John, there's not, I mean, you could probably like, I shouldn't say there isn't any. You could create it if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I kind of became a little bit of a hermit when I moved back to St. John. I was kind of figuring out like where I wanted to live, and like I just kind of turned inward a little and like basically just hung out with like my family and my best friends, and then that hasn't really changed. And then I kind of figured out like, okay, I don't need to involve a whole crew of people if I just keep like painting. And that's something I've done like my whole life too, but I just didn't share it a lot. So I started sharing it on Instagram and kind of realized like, okay, I don't need a ton of other people to be involved in this. I can just do it in my studio or in my room alone. And I kind of liked that. I would listen to podcasts or whatever while I just paint. And then that's the same thing. Then you share it and then it's sold before it's even finished. Like that kind of thing. And it's kind of like, okay, you're kind of just like paying attention to what people are reacting to. So then that's kind of how that happened. And then I kind of just tried to figure out like, what do I enjoy painting? And I really enjoy painting a lot of things. I just kind of, I love the ocean so much. Like I go to the beach like every chance I get. We live really close to the beach. I love. Yeah. So, but I also feel like painting is kind of this weird thing where it goes like, I can be doing something and not thinking about painting, and then all of a sudden it's like painted.
Right.
So it's this like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm not thinking about what I'm doing when I do it.
You're very much in flow. That's like the state when you don't realize time
That's
passes,
so
and it's like a
beautiful.
natural.
It's like it's going through you, but not, it's the weirdest thing.
It's not from your brain. It's like a process that you're kind of in a trance with.
Yes.
That's so cool.
We need to do a paint lesson with Allie because I've been wanting to learn how to paint.
You
I would love
have to
We should
paint.
host like
Yes.
paint with Allie.
That'd be so fun. I have a painting
you?
workshop on my site. Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that for facades of homes
Yes,
or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not doing.
That's a good gift for people too.
I know.
But yeah, you're not doing that one right now.
So I'm not doing any smaller commissions. Like my life is a little too insane. Last year I took on way too many. I was so stressed out, like leading up to Christmas. Anyways, but yeah, this year on my site you can do the painting workshop, so
I'm
you can do your
looking
own
at
for your
this.
presents. Yeah. So if you and they make great gifts. Like who doesn't like getting a gift of their childhood home?
Well, I
It's
thought
like-
about this
or
for
their
my
cottage.
in-laws.
That's
I know
so
they're not
cute.
listening because they don't even know about the podcast world. But I thought about that and their cottage because it means a lot to their family and how
Exactly.
that would be a really cool gift. But I don't know if I trust myself to paint it
You
that
could
well.
try. You never know.
I think you should try it.
Well,
I
if
think you
I'm
should
going to
do
do it, you're doing it
Oh,
too.
no. You have a desire towards painting.
Do you?
Yeah, she does. She
I've
loves
never
it.
really done it, but I don't want to go and invest and buy all the things.
No, I'll-
and figure it out. I want to go to like a lesson or a class. But we did paint night before.
I know that you're looking at me.
She's
like
trying
you
to
want
involve
me
you.
to do this, and I will. I'll do it
I know
for
you
you,
will.
so I'll come with you. But I just want you to know, like, I don't have a desire to paint.
But honestly, even go to the dollar store and get like the
Yeah.
bare minimum and then see if you like it. And you could do, I worked a lot for a long time with just like dollar store stuff just to try it.
Okay. And I do have supplies. I have two little canvases.
I've got one too. We'll do it together. I've got a bunch of paintbrushes. We'll do this at
Yeah.
home, but I think
and then we'll tag
You
Allie
need
and
a
we can
Yes.
see. she
I
can
want you
see
to have a
them.
lesson. Jeff Kilbertowski, if you're listening, get your wife a painting lesson for Christmas.
Yes, it's like, honestly, it's on sale on the website right now. I'll give you a
Amazing.
discount code.
Amazing. I'm looking right now.
I will do it with you because I actually believe that you will be like amazing at this and it'll be
Look at
such a
these.
beautiful, they're beautiful, such a beautiful outlet for you. So
if
although
anyone else wants to join us, Sarah and I, you can go to alliebeckworth.com.
I'm like, I just saw an order come through. It wasn't you. I'm like, is you ordering it right now?
yeah, and we'll do it together. It's funny because last Christmas, and we're going to do this again this year. Actually, with
Make a list, Sarah.
I know, with my mother, my sister, and my grandmother, are all excellent painters, but like I am not. Like there's not one part. So I'm with last Christmas with my
you
mom and my sister. No. Like
Your
it's very
sister's-
polite of you.
Her sister's a makeup artist, so she has
No,
like an
they are
advantage.
artistic. And so is my mother. Mom's painted a ton of things. And it's very polite of you to say that. I'm not upset about this. I place no value on my painting ability. It's not important to me. But it's funny. So we do this like class together, the three of us, and you should see their paintings. And my mother is upset about the state of mine.
yours?
Like she's like embarrassed for
Yours,
me.
it wasn't even bad.
It wasn't bad at all. Like I actually thought it was good. Like I was happy, very
What's your
impressed
mom's
with
name?
myself. Her name's Catherine.
Catherine.
Yeah, but she is
She
very
has high
talented.
expectations.
High expectations. She also doesn't like my handwriting, which is like really funny when she sees it. She's like, Sarah, like,
You have nice handwriting.
listen, I know. I'm like, Mom, but she is like the most stunning handwriting. It's like calligraphy.
Oh, she sent me a card before actually, and she does have
She's
nice
stunning.
handwriting.
And my sister's is like hers. And
We
then
love you,
I'm like
Catherine.
none of my stuff is that. I would never be the worst, but it's like, they're actual painters and have like done so much training.
You'll have to
in it.
send me some of their pictures. I want to see.
Yeah.
How
I
do you
will.
how
It's
do
so
you
funny.
lead? Now I'm being selfish, and it's our podcast.
Listen,
so
we
I'm
can
gonna
do
ask,
whatever we want. Ask.
good.
How do you lead people through a workshop? Obviously, it's virtual, but if everyone's drawing something a bit different, like how does that flow?
Yeah. So you basically start out with your photo for reference. So you would pull up the picture of the cottage. And then I'm trying to think of like what I say in the workshop. I think I tell you to
I love this so much.
start out with like the simple shapes.
Right.
And then to
And are
kinda,
you
like,
doing a version of
yes.
your own? Okay.
Yeah. And I think God, it was last year. I think when I did this.
love this
Don't
so
hold me
much.
to it. I think I do a couple different ones so you can kind of see like a couple different styles of houses. Just
Gotcha.
kind of give you, yeah.
So beautiful.
And
What
actually,
a nice gift.
I think, you know what? I think you should do this for Jeff's family because they would love it.
All right.
I think this is incredible that you're teaching people how to paint because it is such a positive outlet. We are going to do this together, Ashley. I'm in because I want you
You
to
have
become
to now
a painter.
because the people are going to want to see your picture.
Listen,
Yes.
everyone can see my picture. This is like
We're not going to paint our homes because we both live in massive buildings.
Could you imagine?
apartment building.
I'll just paint the door of my unit.
Whatever your heart desires. You have so many creative projects. How do you balance? Like, I'm thinking about the photography, the paintings, the sweaters, the home design.
Oh yeah, you
renos.
flip houses too. We haven't even talked about
I
that.
know, guys.
But, like, how do
Honestly,
you
Just like
manage
give us the Coles notes of your daily life and the thoughts that go through.
it's a lot. And the thing is, I feel like it feels like even more because I share it. You know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't feel like that.
That's
That's another
fifth
job.
is that you then share it all through social media.
But I feel like it feels crazier from like someone watching it than it really does in my like regular day. Like I don't feel overwhelmed or, you know, I feel like I nap a lot. Like I feel like I don't feel too busy.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But no, so I have more structure to my dates lately, which is like kind of great because I usually never had any structure at all. So I wake up probably around.
I love hearing when people wake up. It's
Don't
like,
be embarrassed.
I'm always embarrassed.
don't be. I love it.
You're going to say like
Around-
10 a.m.?
No, around 8:30. But Justin wakes up at 5.
Yeah, that's
So
insane.
I
though.
sleep for
Too
3 more hours after he leaves.
That's crazy.
And you go to bed at the same time.
Yes.
Wow.
I know. So he's
That's
always
beautiful
like,
for you.
when he's leaving, I'm like, sorry. And the dog's like get in his spot. And I'm like, I feel bad. I do. Because anyway, I need more sleep anyway. Like I do.
That's fair. So you get up at 8:30. I think that's great.
I do.
That's a
I get
lovely
up at
time.
8:30, you know. Anyway, sometimes 9. Just kidding.
No, I know that you're embarrassed about this. I do the same thing. It's
Really?
only the last 2 weeks that I started getting up earlier because I was like, I need to start writing in the morning.
I go in flows.
I normally like, it would not be at least once a week I get out of bed at 9.
Yeah, well, you know what? I want to be a person that gets up early. I do. I want to be a person that gets up at like in a perfect life, I would get up at like 6 a.m. I'd have a smoothie.
No.
I'd work out. I'd do all these things. I am not that person. I
don't
want to be.
I don't want to be that person.
In my lifetime, I
I
want
like
to
that
at
in the
least.
summer, but not in the winter.
I want to at least like experience it, like what it's like to be that person someday. It's
Someday.
a goal of mine somewhere along in my life.
Okay.
It's not now. It's not now.
I'm like disgusted. The look on my face. I'm like,
I know.
that sounds awful.
I usually get up at like 7:38, and I'm happy.
Oh, stop! That's not true.
Yes,
Such
oh,
baloney.
unless
baloney.
Did she wake up earlier or later?
earlier.
but
baloney.
6:30 most
baloney.
like 3 days a week 6:30.
Yeah.
If I go to the gym,
7:38.
How?
but if I don't set my alarm. So today I didn't go to the gym at 7:30
Okay.
because there's classes that the gym Sarah and I go to.
Yeah.
Shout out our studios.
We love you.
So if I'm not planning to go to a class, I get up at 6:30, so I have time. Like I have time to eat something, have a coffee. I don't like to be rushed.
You live a life before you go. I literally get up, pants on, out the door. There's
No,
like
I like
nothing.
sit for 20 minutes usually.
Yeah, I would never.
Which
do
I
that.
like. But in the winter it's harder. But usually, like today, I didn't set an alarm and I didn't get up. No, I did set an alarm, but I get up at 7:30.
That's great.
But then I lay. Sometimes I'll read or write for a half hour,
Yeah.
drink my coffee.
Do you have any pets?
No.
No, they don't make you get up.
Yeah.
I know that's the thing with pets. I've been
Yeah.
dog sitting a little bit, and I'm dog sitting again this week, and that's why I'm on a morning routine right now. I actually wanted to be.
Yeah,
right
you were
now.
out one day early last week, and I was shocked because the dog probably needed to pee.
I get stressed. The dogs are fine, but I'm anxious because I'm in a building. Like when
Yeah.
I was in a house babysitting the dogs,
You could just let them out.
I just wasn't worried because like they would go to the door if they needed and I would know. I'm very stressed that the dogs do not know how to get out of the building. Like that they don't know where the outdoor door is.
Yeah.
And so I'm scared that they're just going to pee somewhere. So I'm like hyper vigilant about getting them outside
Yeah.
constantly.
I know.
So I get up way too early when I have them.
That's okay.
You like needed to go pee every hour?
I need, and then when they're ready to go, I'm very happy because I'm like, I'm sleep deprived. Like managing a 10-pound poodle.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do? You leisurely wake up
Yeah.
between 8 and 9. Then how do
do.
you start your day?
So then I let the dogs out. I do my whole dog thing. I have 2 dogs, 2 big dogs.
What kind?
Yeah.
They're a Bernese Poodle mix.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
they must be the nicest dogs in the world.
They're the nicest
Like
dogs.
teddy bears.
They're so goofy and lazy and cuddly and like 10 out of 10.
cute.
And they're huge. Mason, one of them weighs more than I do. He's the biggest. Yeah. Mason and Marty.
Oh my God, so
Cute.
funny.
And Mercy's our cat.
So many M's.
The animal farm.
The animal, and they're all black. They all look the same.
Oh, I love
Mark
it.
just lit up when you said cat.
Oh, yeah. Mercy.
Our producer loves cats. We've been tricking him to get into poodles lately. So far, it's very promising.
Yeah. Newsflash, he's into
Yeah.
them.
My cat's kind of a dud, so I don't know. I prefer. She's just like, I don't know. Cats are. Honestly, I don't know. I like cats generally.
I hope she's not listening.
Suddenly, Allie's audio goes down to 0, and we can't hear for the rest of the episode.
You know what I think though? Male cats. Did you have male cats? Yeah.
Oh, Mark's
that's
saying
the
yes, he
secret
does.
because male cats are like nice and they're friendly. Female cats, they're like
They want nothing to do
They
Is
with
want
this
you.
where catty comes from?
probably yeah, they're female cats. Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know what? You're probably right.
We're opening up a sexism
I know.
can
sorry.
of worms.
DM us if,
Don't come
if you've
for
had
me.
experience with both male or female cats and tell us.
Yeah. From my observations, that is correct, but don't come for me. Anyway, so I do that. I don't know how
The cat and
we're
dog
not even at
routine.
8:30.
Just it.
So the animals, you're with your animals first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I love
I
people's
let them out.
routines. There's
I do
nothing I
too.
love hearing about
I let
more.
them out. So the warehouse opens at 9. I used to try to be there at 9.
And the warehouse is where you do the sweaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I used to do all the fulfillment in sweatshirts out of my studio, and I had a studio uptown. They started taking over the whole studio, whereas I would get there and I wouldn't even feel creative because I would feel suffocated by like filling orders. Like it just felt like
Too much.
You couldn't keep up.
no, and it just was like I just look at them and I'm like, oh my god, like they were just. It didn't feel like a blank slate. It felt like sweatshirts everywhere.
Daunting.
So then, we moved it. My cousin owns a warehouse, so we moved the fulfillment into the warehouse, which is a godsend because all of the like ugly things of the business, like the containers and the shipping and all that stuff, like lives at the warehouse. And it's
love
awesome
that.
because I wake up, I do all that. I go to the warehouse first thing and I feel instantly like I'm just like fulfilling orders and like getting shit done, which is great.
That's such a nice feeling.
Yeah. And like I don't know. It's not, hard, but it's like
Work.
checking things off my
work.
list. It's like
Yeah.
getting all the pending orders gone. So that's nice. And then I have the afternoon to kind of hang out at the studio and like kind of like feel out the afternoon a little more. Sometimes I'll, I have my afternoons like a little more open, which is good. So I start the day with like structure and then I kind of like
Free flow into
falls
the rest
off.
of the
Yeah,
day.
I fall up
Take
the
a
track
nap.
there. Yeah, take a nap. Exactly. So I kind
I
of like
love
figured that
naps.
out. Me too. Every day. I'm telling you,
Do you have one every day? Because I'm trying to work it in my schedule. I don't right now.
it's hard.
How
it's hard
long?
to 15 minutes. So
Okay.
I
lay
do
down.
23, but
I think
okay.
20 minutes is
You know
like a
what?
healthy number.
Yeah, that probably is too. I can kind of just like shut it down when Justin takes a nap because sometimes he's like he gets mad when I take one all the time. So sometimes he like
Poor Justin sleep
Justin,
deprived.
I mean, get your Instagram going.
I know.
Then you'll get on the nap track.
I gave
Just-
up on that too, but he could have a great Instagram by now.
All
We've
right.
been dating for
Naps.
5 years. He could have a freaking bomb account.
He
Anyway.
could. Justin, if you
You
want
could do
naps-
like naps with Allie and document your napping from his perspective.
Okay, so tell us about the naps because I want to know.
So what time are we at? Like 2:00 in the afternoon?
We're at like noon.
Noon. Do you know what? The other day I had to get up early and I did something and I came back and I was on a call and I was, you know what? This is perfect time for my morning nap. And I was like, sometimes I feel bad napping before noon.
No.
I think I waited
You
till
guys are
noon
like
because I was
on the
like,
same page.
I was like, is 11 a.m. too early for a nap?
I think that all the time.
I hope it was one of the days you had the dog.
I was up early. I was like up at 6:30 for something foolish.
Oh my god,
Anyways.
that's early. Yeah, I try to wait till 4. 4 is usually when my body starts to shut down. Like I'm not
Okay.
even kidding. And I remember when I was younger, feeling like there was something wrong with me. Like, but in between my university classes, I would get so exhausted that I would drive home like super quick, lay down for like 15 minutes, and then run to my next class. And then I remember coming home like after like in high school and stuff and like sleeping on the couch after school. My dad would be like, get up. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I just need to have a nap. So I think that it's like part of my body's like
It's just you.
it's just me, and I'm done fighting it. Like I take a nap every day.
Own it. Okay, so 4 o'clock, you go down for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Just like
I'm
a baby.
talking like a baby. She goes down. She goes down for 15 minutes.
Oh my god! And even if I don't fully fall asleep, I feel like it's actually a form of meditation too, because because the more I'm learning about meditation, the more it's just like shutting your brain off.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
all I'm doing.
Just like be.
Just like chilling out and just like letting just relaxing for a second. Anyway, 15 minutes, and then I'm a whole new person.
Can we just have like this wonderful appreciation of naps? There's one thing I want to say.
Yes.
Sarah
My
loves-
favorite thing about them is I have the most absurd dreams. Like I don't get far enough into
Really?
my REM. So I always have incredibly vivid dreams when I nap because I do 23 minutes, like I said. The first
set an
3
alarm.
minutes, I set an alarm because then
Me
you're
too.
relaxed and you can trust the nap. You don't have to worry about, am I going to wake up or
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Like you need that.
And your phone needs to be on silent.
Yeah. Oh, silent. Yes. And the first 3 minutes is for me to fall asleep. And then the 20 minutes is for like me to nap. And I fall asleep so quickly when I nap, but I have the craziest dreams. And I love it. And when my alarm goes off, I just lay there and like lusciously revel in my dreams for like
Yes.
5 minutes. It's a 30-minute process. And I feel so great. And then I wake up and I'm happy. I'm like, oh,
You are.
It's
I
like-
witnessed it many
like,
times.
oh.
Energy. I know.
I know, but I'm like, I've just had the craziest dreams. This is great. I feel like I'm in a dream state right now. It's great.
When
love
Sarah was
that.
shopping for a new coach at her new place,
yeah.
she really wanted leather
Mm-hmm.
because her main reason for wanting leather was that she wanted to nap on it and wake up and feel the stickiness of her stuck to it, and she could just roll. Like she was like telling this detailed
You wanted
story.
that?
Oh, I like it because you roll over and then it's like cold on the other side. It feels crazy. I love it. And you're like
But
stuck
this was
on
her
it and
thought
you like
process
pull
for
off
buying
of
the
it.
coach was around this nap.
You're the first person I've ever met that wants to nap on a leather couch.
I love it because when I was a child, I used to do it and I just like loved rolling
it gets
over.
warm when you're laying.
I used to put a blanket down and then lay on my leather
Oh,
couch.
I liked the sticking
Oh.
on the couch and
There's some
rolling off of
napping
it. I didn't
animosity.
realize that this was so
I
weird,
love
but I
that
think
you
it's
love it.
I love it. I did as a child. Dad and mom had a black leather couch. I used to nap on it, and then I'd wake up like in that like stupor, which feels so fun. And I'd roll over, and it'd like be sticky, but then it'd be cold on the other side. I thought it was great. Loved it.
I'm not a napper.
I love that.
I wish I was, but I don't know how to shut my brain off.
I know.
I know. And you know what? That's
It is
feel
not.
bad about that.
It is not for
I
everyone.
don't know how
though.
to do it.
But I think to Allie's point, it's probably just not for you because it's not for everyone. But I recently had a doctor tell me that I'm supposed to nap in the
Yeah,
day.
it's for me.
Yeah, it's 100% for you. Apparently, it's for me.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
I used to, though, like you were saying, after school, I remember
Mm-hmm.
coming home and every day laying and taking this nap. And my mom thought, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Why are you napping?
up.
University always took naps, but
Yeah.
you know what? I might test the
We're gonna-
I might test the 23-minute timer out.
I think you can maybe just handle the real world. That might be what you're saying. You're okay
She's
here.
more equipped than you and I. Whatever. I don't care. I'm like loving my life.
Things I hope everyone always wanted to know about Sarah and Allie and all their sleep.
We're gonna have to do so many nap polls. To
Do you
promote
stay
this
up
episode.
late?
No.
Oh, because
I
Sarah
stay
stays
up
up late, so this is making
I've been trying to go to bed before midnight for the last 2 weeks. The closest I've got is 11:30. The closest.
No, I go to bed at like, honestly, since the time change
Did you
too.
say 9 a.m.?
No,
Or 9
like,
p.m.?
I was gonna say, yeah, like, okay. Since the time change, usually it was like 10, and now it's like 9:20 ish.
Oh,
We're like
you need
in
a
bed
lot of
watching a
sleep.
show. We're watching Below Deck all the time.
Oh, below deck.
100% of the time we're
I
watching
haven't
Below
watched
Deck.
that, and I love,
Below deck is fun. That's like
love reality
it's
TV.
not, but it's like you wouldn't be satisfied if you want like the
Drama?
Housewives. It's not that. I mean, the
See,
drama's like minor, but
I
it's
haven't
so
watched
pleasant.
Housewives, so I don't know.
No, Below Deck I
Allie.
like. Below Deck. I
It's
don't
so
watch
good.
My
Housewives.
parents like Below Deck.
Yeah, it's like
It's-
friendly. It's like
And it's cool because you watch all these rich people on yachts at the same time. So it's
I like
like
to watch the
but the
rich
stories
housewives.
Good
aren't really
balance.
about them. The stories
No.
are more about like the deck hands and the crew.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
sail-
but it still
and
feels
them
like Lux.
sleeping with each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and it's the
Drama.
same thing every time, but it's so good every time.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's so
I
funny.
So you're in
recommend that.
bed early.
Yeah, and we watch-
Watching Below Deck.
yeah, yeah, and then that's my day, you guys. Like that's it.
I love it.
I just thought of something because now we're getting to know so many things about you. You did post if people had questions for us.
Oh yeah,
to
did you
ask
get any
you.
questions today?
Oh God, I don't even think I checked it.
Okay,
Oh my
let's
gosh.
check it.
Do pull one or two up live.
Let me see if we have any. I love hearing about how people spend their day. It just like it.
Maybe I'll take a nap, then I'll wake up, and then I'll paint. And I'll be a new woman.
I know, and honestly, I feel
You are going to be a new woman after this episode. I think this is great.
I do recognize that it's like a super weird kind of day. Like Justin
It's
is the
not-
opposite. Justin wakes up at 5 a.m. He goes to work at a power plant.
This
A
is
nuclear
your
p-
this is your partner.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Justin,
He works at a nuclear power plant for like 10 hours a day and then comes home and then has to like deal with me and like whatever I'm going on about. And we do walk the dogs. We try to walk the dogs once a day too.
That's so
And
funny.
that's kind of like our fun thing. And then we go to bed.
Day.
But like our
Day's done.
days are so different. Like they couldn't be more different. Like he has to deal with people all day. Like, and he's constantly on. He doesn't get to have a nap. Meanwhile, I'm like floating around.
But I think more people are meant to have. So there's certain people who are meant to have structured time, and they do really well in that. And there are people who are meant to have unstructured time.
Yes.
And I'm meant to have unstructured time. It
Me
sounds
too.
like you are. I'll do your human design after. We'll figure this
Yeah.
out.
Yes, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't.
want to know that.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. But that's in your human design. But I think our society is not built for people who need unstructured time. And so for them, it's
You guys would
extra
do well in
draining.
Spain.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's not that weird. It's that the North American lifestyle is not designed this way.
go.
But
Right.
most of a lot of the rest of the world is designed for rest, and rest is important.
Totally. And then I ask him questions like I try to like bounce ideas about like my business off of him. And it's like so I'm like, okay, I'm on to something over here. Like I do think he's smarter. I do think he's like all these things, but I'm also like, oh man, like if you ran a business, it would be ran into the ground. Like it'd be so terrible. So there's like
Here's the
I don't
lesson.
know.
Start a business, start naps.
Everyone
Same
has
time.
different skills.
Yeah. So I'm kind of realizing that a little more lately.
But I think that's so beautiful that you've been able to create this life and out of passion with your art and your design and your painting and now sweaters and do what you want. I think that's amazing, and how
I'm for
as
this.
entrepreneurs, you can kind of like build those things around your life.
Totally. And I think too, like, I'm like kind of discounting a lot of things right now, but I have from like a very young age, like always thought like you design your life. Like I really do think that like to a T, like I really, really believe in that. And I think Justin could also do that too. I tell him that all the time. I think if he really wanted to, that he could.
Just don't start a business.
Yeah.
But he might like
not
his
an
life
entrepreneur.
is the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he might like it there.
We haven't asked him.
We have not.
Justin, you'll have to weigh in the comments of this
and be
episode.
power for life. Anyways, yeah. So, but I do really believe that, and you just kind of figure out what works, and you play into your strategy, and you kind of like look at it as a big picture. Like, what do I want? What are the things that I want in my life? Like, I think about that all the time. And that's something I've thought about forever. And I also ask him all the time, like, what were you thinking? Like, what did you picture your life like? Like, he hasn't, like, he never really, like, thought about it in, like, the
Envisioned.
detail that
Yeah.
I have. Like, I've thought about every single detail of my life. And it's so weird because I'm like, it's happening. Like, I'm about to live by the beach. Like, I'm about to, like, have these 2 dogs. Like, I have, like, I'm like, did you picture your life like this? He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, did you picture yours like this? And I'm like, yes, 100%.
I can't wait to do your human design because I feel like I already know so much about you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
That's so cool.
But I think that, we both are fully on board with that. And I think that is something that I'm a very big proponent of people considering more, because I don't think everyone
Yes.
thinks that way.
Nobody, no.
And there's a real big opportunity now in the world, more than probably like 20 years ago, for people to create. Like, it is more normal for people to create their lives and design them. The trap I would sometimes get stuck in is, even when I'm not working, I like live my life as if I'm working, which is hilarious, because I was like I had a light bulb moment where I'm like, I don't have to live like this. I'm not working. And what is actually the most enjoyable way for me to live, and the most enjoyable structure, the most enjoyable routine. But you almost have to deprogram yourself from
Yes.
like the path that we feel we're supposed
Because
to
it's
be
like
on.
one thing to be busy and other thing to be productive.
Totally.
And I think working from
Totally.
home has taught me that. I know for sure is that I can do like an hour hard or an hour and a half and then take a break or do whatever, go for a walk, go for a coffee and go back. And I'm like, I still accomplished the same amount of things I did today as if I sat in an office for 7-8 hours.
Totally. Yeah. And I think like a lot of people, like I said, like think I'm really busy. And like we always kind of laugh at that because I'm not busy.
No, but
I just
you're
like
creating
do
things.
it in
And it
like
probably doesn't feel like work in a sense if you love
also
doing
that.
that.
But like I think like being really intentional with like the hour that you do work or the mornings that you do work will get you way further than if you're working all day and like hating your life.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tell me about the tattoo on your wrist, because I see that it says now.
Yes. So that I feel like speaks
Oh, I love it.
because I'm trying to think of when I got that. I got that years ago. But like, it was kind of like also just like being intentional with what you're doing in the exact moment that you're doing it. Like now, like right now I'm here with you guys and I am like 100% enjoying myself. Like everything is so good. And I really try to be like intentional with that. Like if I'm like stressed or something, it's like, no, like this is what's going on right now. Like be present. Like
It is only
it's
this
all
thing.
good. Yes. Like right now, like be in this,
I love this so much. This is right up our alley.
Just a reminder.
I
Literally right up our alley.
right up our alley. I know. She just asked you about that. I feel like Ashley's been trying to get me to get a tattoo. She hasn't been trying that hard, but she's brought it up a few times.
I know you're not going to.
I'm not going
You
to.
guys should get a little crown.
I know, but this is the thing. It's like I don't have any tattoos, and I'm not drawn to them.
Oh, I love
Really?
them.
I love them too.
Everyone
No, I
that
know,
I
she
want to
does
get, it's like full. I'd have more if I could get an appointment.
Really? Is
All
it-
right, we got to get a tattoo artist on here. Everyone listening, whoever your favorite tattoo artist is, please send them a DM. Get Ashley in.
I actually have it saved in my calendar. Nadia, who did my last tattoo, her book's open in a few weeks, so I have a reminder to email
Can
her.
I tell you, Carrie can do one for you. She learned how to do them in Thailand.
So can Bob Shea.
There you go.
Nicole and Bob have a thing, but I don't know.
I always just end up going to like a random person.
I've done that.
I've done that.
How
like
many
5
tattoos
times.
do you have? Oh, at least 5.
Well, I don't even know. Let me think about it. 1, I have one behind my ear.
Your wrist.
2,
One of the
3.
hands. She's checking the spots.
4.
Some beach stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I have 4.
I think that we should. I'm going to
That's it.
manifest that we get matching tattoos.
Yeah.
I know you are,
You
and
guys
I know
should.
you brought up the one about. I mean, I think bring
I'll
up
pay
the one
for
about
you to get
Allie
it
was
removed
smart.
if you don't like it.
Oh my god. I'll be like Pete Davidson. How do I know stuff about celebrities right now? Like I never know anything.
Instagram.
Is
I
that
don't
his
know.
name?
The Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live guy. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I was
Comedian.
This is the Kim thing.
Kim.
like, yeah.
Kardashian.
No, but he's
I
getting
just
all his
learned about
tattoos
this.
removed.
What?
Yeah, he's
He
getting,
still has a bunch though.
I know because he has so many. It takes long. He's getting them all removed.
So I heard a girl that Andrea, shout out, who
I
does
heard
my
it.
nails at the 10 spot. She has had some tattoos that they go in too deep. They use too much ink. People that don't know what they're doing, mind you. And then after they kind of leave, you can almost feel them. Mine you cannot feel because they're done in the right layer of skin. But those ones, she tried to get a couple removed. She has a few tattoos and they won't remove because it's too layered into your skin.
God.
So you're supposed to be able to feel them, or you're not supposed to be able
Not.
to feel them?
No.
Uh-oh. I have a problem.
Well,
My
listen,
husband
I mean,
has
you're
one.
fine as long until
Yeah.
you're trying to get removed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Allie, we're in the now.
Got it.
There's nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried right now.
But you know what? That is a good tattoo. Something like that I would maybe do. The crown.
I thought
would
about
do the
believe.
crown.
I
it
really
needs
like
to be where you can
believe.
see it.
No,
I thought about getting one on the top of my wrist, right here, kind of where yours is, but more like.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have to get them in the same spot, right?
I'm gonna get my best friend, besties for life.
Besties for life.
Yes.
I have nothing against tattoos. I love them on people. I think they're great, but like I've just never had a desire.
And I think that's a good point. The ones that I've got, I always like I fantasize and I was
You
like, I
wanted
know
them.
exactly where I want it, exactly. So I
Yeah.
think it's not a good sign if you don't.
I've never desired
Mine
to
have
have
been
one.
really spontaneous.
No, that's great. I think if I got one, I would be fine with it. Like
Yeah.
I'd be happy. I wouldn't be like filled with regret. I would never do something if I was going to be filled with regret.
Yeah.
But
But Allie and I are getting tattoos.
Yeah, you guys
tomorrow.
are
I'll
getting
get one.
and
I'll
I'll
get one
get
right now.
like I'll just get 1,000 of the temporary ones made and I'll slap them on when I'm feeling good.
Yeah, ink box.
There we go. Ink box me up for Christmas or
But I'm like
my
that.
next
I like
holiday.
to travel, like I've thought, and I think I joke about it. When we were even in Wolfville, there was a tattoo shop and
I know.
a piercing. And I was like, we should get tattooed. No,
Yes.
no.
So all my girlfriends
they're
and
all
I-
haters. Of
All
the
my girlfriends and
tattoos.
I in Costa Rica, that's what we did. Like this was a seashell I found
Oh, that's beautiful.
on the beach in Costa Rica. And we just
Cute.
went. And now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, a little bit sketchy to do, maybe. But we did it and it was fine. And maybe that's the one that, protrudes in my skin a little. I might not be able to get it removed, but it's
You know
fine.
what? Your arm's still
but I
attached.
love that. I think that's great. I love tattoos on people. Maybe I will get some one day, but
I have a lot of
day has not yet
scars
come.
that are unintentional. And I feel like if I can put something on my body that I want
Totally.
and that I can, design.
Love.
Who cares? Could die tomorrow.
no, I
agree.
don't care. But from that same vein, I've never had the desire.
Right.
I've thought about it. I'm
Meditate
like, ooh, what would I
on it
get? And
tomorrow.
then nothing comes to me. Yeah, I'll meditate on it.
Yeah.
We'll
Nap
see.
on it.
You know what? I'm going to nap on it.
Nap on that.
I didn't
All right.
meditate today. I'm crazy. Okay, Ashley, you do your thing.
Okay, we're gonna
take
play
us
a
home.
really fun game.
Okay.
a
No, you
made-up
gotta
game.
do your
No,
question.
I know, but
Okay,
before that,
I'm sorry, guys.
we want to know what is lighting you up right now. What are you excited about? Can be anything.
In the world.
Oh
Can
god.
be napping.
Can be the tats.
Going home and going to bed. No.
Oh!
I'm just joking. No.
I don't know. You got a
Well,
pretty
you're
good
staying
bed.
at the Sutton Place.
At the
Sarah-
Sutton
they
Place
gifted
Hotel.
Sarah and I like a beautiful
did.
experience there.
Really? It's stunning.
We had a great. Oh, I know. It's so good.
Are you there for
and
a
then
few more nights?
espresso
Yeah.
machines.
We should hook her up with the marketing lady. She was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
lovely,
we
and she
will.
gave us the
Lori.
full tour. Lori.
Really?
Yeah,
I
we'll
would
tell
love that.
Lori you're there.
I'm like kind of creeping around trying to like figure out my whole way around there. I'd love to have a tour.
Oh no, we'll get that for you.
But I keep knocking on everything because everything is marble.
Oh!
And marble is not cheap. I'm like, everything. I was like FaceTiming Justin last night. I'm like, no, everything's marble. And it's like the real one. Like, it's not.
It's
you
a
know,
beautiful
it's
hotel.
Stunning.
Put the robe on.
Yes. Well, I got wine. Remember my whole wine thing I was telling you
Oh
about?
yeah.
I
A
ruined,
wine explosion.
I think I ruined a robe.
Oh no.
Oh no,
They'll bleach
They've
that.
got White Reviver.
Use
They know what's up.
Dawn dish soap. They'll get it.
Ooh.
Anyway, yeah. What was the question?
What's lighting you up right
Oh
now?
yeah. I think it would have to be our house that we're basically building. We kind of we bought it to renovate it and we were just gonna make the top floor a little bigger so it met with the bottom floor. It turned into a complete gut job where as soon as we opened a wall, everything was rotting. Like it was awful.
No.
Yeah. So now we're basically building a new house. But
Oh my god.
it is almost built. Like we're nearing the end of the exterior, so that's exciting. And it's right by the beach. It's like on a little lane with all my cousins. Like my cousins live
Oh
close
my gosh,
by.
that's so funny.
It's like steps away from the beach. It's like the best thing ever, and I'm so excited. I used to live on the same street when I was young, so I knew I loved it. It's like should be a one-way street. Like it's like tiny.
Oh,
it's like it's in the city, but it's kind of like
We can't wait to
hidden.
see when it's done.
Yeah. So that's definitely like the highlight of like our life every day. We're like, oh, a little more piece of siding is up. Woohoo! Like, we're so excited. Because we're working on it like less than part-time. Like I said, like Justin works all the time. Like I work all the time. Like we haven't hired anything out because it's like his passion project. So he doesn't trust anybody to like touch. So I'm like, are we ever going to live there? Like
So
I would love
cute.
to. Anyway, so I think we should start, maybe getting other people to contribute,
All right, everyone
people,
weigh in,
but-
please, in the comments. Tell us
Yeah.
if you think Allie and Justin should hire people to help them.
Yeah. And like even my dad's been helping us a ton, but he's always like, all of Justin's plans are in his head. Like he needs to communicate the plans so we can help. I'm like, I know. So I hope we live there eventually someday.
I love that.
But
You
yeah,
will.
that's the most,
exciting.
yeah, we're excited about that.
Love that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that. All right.
Sarah, take it away.
I messed this up, Ashley. I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier. Now, I thought she was going to forget to ask, and she would
No, I
never.
would never.
She would never.
Never.
Because she's fresh. She can handle the day. She needs no naps.
Yeah. What's that like? Living a full day.
It's great.
All right, Allie, we are going to play Queenie Grams now. It is our made-up game.
Oh.
It is very fun.
Perfect.
All you have to do is pick a number between 1 and 144, and we're going to ask you a question, and then we'll all take a turn. We'll all answer.
Okay. You want my number?
Tell me your number.
2.
Number 2. I don't know if everyone's picked 2.
That's my favorite number all the time.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Fun fact.
Oh, this one's cute. First date, booze or coffee?
Booze. Obviously.
I also agree. Ashley, what do you think?
First date, of course. It'd have to be. She probably picks coffee.
I would do either, to be
I
honest.
know. It would depend. I think that. Okay, I'll say that.
That's a question.
Booze. I'm gonna say booze because I would rather a nighttime date. I think it's like more intimate.
Sometimes I agree. If
Unless
I
it's someone you don't want to go to
No,
date with.
if I know I like the person. But in the world of online dating, like the first time you hang out with someone is not truly a date in my mind. And so in those instances, I don't care. I'll literally do anything at this point. Not anything. Like that sounds desperate. I don't mean it like that, but I just mean like it fits into my schedule where it fits in. So
Oh, yeah.
if it's like Like the other day I wrote someone, I was like, oh,
Okay, so
I'm
Sarah's single. So anyone wanting to ask her, make sure it fits into her schedule.
well, my point with this
have
was
a
like
cousin.
the other day. Oh yeah, let's hear. I mean like after.
Okay.
Offline.
The other day I was up early and writing on Sunday, and then I was done by 10. I was talking to someone. I was like, all right, well, do you want to go for breakfast right now? And I've never met this person before, but it was more so like, well, I now have like time before our podcast. I was like, I'd go for breakfast and talk to someone. If I then was like, okay, this is a normal person, like I'm fine going out with any. You put me in a room with a stranger, I have a great time.
Yeah.
And just chatting to them. I talk to strangers all the time. But then once I've decided it's a date the next time, then I would rather go for a drink.
You know, it just kind of like the dark.
I like
the
being
low
out
lights.
after dark.
I like being a little buzzed. When's your birthday?
July 20th.
July 20th.
I'm a
Are you?
Cancer.
You're into horoscopes. You've got the Scorpio.
Yeah. I didn't wear it because it's my birthday month. So.
Yay, Scorpio
Ooh.
season.
I don't wear it all year round.
When's
It's
your
just, like, an
birthday?
occasion. It's November 16th.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's
happy
last week.
belated. Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday. Okay, so we've decided the drinks. Ashley, give me a number.
I'm gonna say 40.
Forte. What is your, I love this one. What's your favorite dessert?
What's my favorite dessert? Ooh, that's a tough one. I haven't really had any decadent desserts in a long time. But I'm going to say, in lieu of the time of year, like peanut butter balls right now.
Oh my God.
Yum.
Interesting. I'm surprised about that for you. I love that. They're good.
You almost threw up in your mouth.
No, I didn't. No,
Butter balls.
I was surprised. I was surprised that came from you.
That'd be good.
Do you know why? It's because in this moment I couldn't envision eating one. But then I
No,
started
I
thinking
couldn't-
about, you know, the ones you get from like Nan's at craft shows that are
Yeah.
like, they've got like Rice Krispies in them. I love those ones.
Or those marshmallow squares remind me of my
Oh yeah, the Rocky
grandmother,
Road.
too.
I think I made you guys some last year. Did I?
Maybe, but I think, okay, I feel like I want to retract.
Okay, you have a new dessert.
Retract.
I think that you've made them for me before, but anything like the chocolate molten cake,
Ooh.
Okay.
you know?
Yeah. Anything. Chocolate.
Heated in a little ramekin.
Okay.
Is that how you say it?
A ramekin, yeah.
Ramekin,
You know,
okay.
you nailed it. All right. Well, maybe you'll get one of those soon. Allie, what's your favorite dessert? I love this. I'm like, I'm in a weird
With a
mood.
little dollop of ice cream on top.
Oh,
Yum.
A mint.
Oh.
maybe a slice of
Raspberry?
strawberry.
Little
Oh, a
drizzle.
raspberry. There we go.
Generally, I love dark chocolate, but my favorite dessert if it was on a menu would be creme brulee. But really,
Sarah's is-
It's
Are
my
we
favorite.
twins?
It's my. I know.
We have a lot of the
Are you
same
like
interests.
sisters?
We might have the same human design.
We
Like,
might.
I don't know.
But I will say I don't like it. Like I don't like any like strawberry creme brulee or like blah blah blah. I need it to be like vanilla or
Yes,
like
fair enough.
nothing.
I will
Like,
tell
just
you,
plain.
pistachio is very good.
Okay, I
that's
would
the,
like that. Yeah.
That's the only one that sort of
Decadent.
I
like
think it's
doesn't sound good, but it's
fruit that I don't
amazing.
like.
Yeah,
I don't like fruits.
I'm with you.
don't think I've had-
regular creme brulee or pistachio. I've never made it.
I've
can't-
had creme brulee in Paris once at this little like dive restaurant, and it was.
the best.
I don't
probably
love
in the
creme.
world.
I like creme brulee, but I don't love it.
I love it.
I love breaking the top.
Yeah. And it's
I-
just so good.
I love it. And you know what's funny is the thing that I hate, the dessert I like the least is panna cotta. Panna cotta creeps me out because it's like
Is that cheese?
I don't know what that is.
No, it's like a jelly thing,
Ugh.
but it's more gelatin. But it
that.
is like the same ingredients, very similar, but it's prepared differently.
What
whereas
kind
like
of flavor?
oh, it's same as creme brulee. It's like
Vanilla.
yeah, but yeah, creme brulee, Allie. I'm with you. That is my favorite dessert.
Would that be your answer?
No, that's my answer. It's always
Yeah,
my answer.
I
That's
knew
like the
that.
thing I don't change.
What?
It's always creme brulee. It's the only like dessert I will order if it's on the menu.
Tiramisu.
Me too.
Do you
No.
like that?
No.
Oh, I love to. Ah,
I'm
you
not
guys are
fussed
the
on,
same.
I'm not fussed
You
on
know
cake at
what
all.
though? I know a funny story. We ate so much tiramisu from Costco. Like Costco had the tiramisu that came in the glass jars. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, they had it, and I ate it like every day. That now I can't even look at tiramisu. I'm like, nope, I hate it now. I hate
My
it.
aunt makes the best tiramisu, and it's very expensive to make.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
not
yeah,
cheap.
you gotta buy the
It's
lady
beautiful,
finger.
and she
Yeah.
doesn't drink, so you have to buy. Is it Kahlua or
Yeah.
something? And she's so. Anyways, I'm gonna get her to make it for us.
I would love that. Please.
Okay, Sarah, you pick one.
All right, I'm
yeah.
gonna do 62 keeps coming to my mind, but all right, let's do it. This one's easy and it's kind of fun. Chips or chocolate? Oh, such a hard one. Oh, I have to go first.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
gonna
first.
choose chips. But like
what
it's hard.
kind? Ketchup.
It depends on the type
I
of year.
want you to answer a certain answer, and I'm gonna try to telepathically tell you what to answer.
Send her
I
the
mean,
vibe.
my favorite right now is all dressed. Like that is my
that has
No.
Though you don't like that?
No, I do, but it's not the answer I
No,
wanted to say.
but my favorite
No.
are the kettle cooked ones. Those are the chips I love that are crunchy.
We're getting
Now
closer.
I want chips.
Yeah, but in terms
Dill
of flavor, I'm really into. No, I love
You're
dill pickle.
also spicy dill.
No, I've never
Ooh.
had it.
What?
I don't think I've had it either.
Are
Have
you
at
guys
the
kidding me?
Costco
Yes.
dill done?
I eat them so much I get a stomach ache. They're
I
so
love it.
good.
They are so
That's
good.
so funny.
Oh god.
I've
Okay, we
never
need
had
to
those,
try
like, kettle-
spicy.
Especially if you just said dill and you just said kettle. Like do you
That's
like
what they are.
spice? Do you like a little bit of kick?
No,
I
No?
do.
she does.
Okay.
here
I
for
don't
you,
judge you,
Allie.
but
No,
I hoped
people
you would
love
say that.
spicy food. I hate.
Okay.
I can't do it. It's just too stressful. I like low stress situations.
You just need like a bottle of ice water and you're good. It's like so good.
In this
Okay.
moment, I'm going to choose chips as well.
Ooh.
Because I would die
Yeah.
right now with my Luvo. I would die for a
for a bowl of
little
chips.
bowl of
I
chips.
should have brought some.
I might buy some on the way home. know, things are getting
sweet chili
wild.
heat Doritos.
Ooh, I can't do too many of those.
Isn't that spicy?
No, I like spicy.
Oh, you
No,
do.
she
like
does.
Sarah
spicy.
doesn't.
Okay. Okay.
Those
I can
are
do.
so
I
good.
love those. I can do a couple, but like a whole bag of those is too much for me.
the spice.
When your tongue's burning off, it's like, yes.
I find Doritos hurt my stomach a lot
Oh, I
after,
love
but they're
Doritos.
so good.
I know.
What about party mix?
Oh,
You get a little of
good.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a party mix for my next gathering.
Yeah. Okay.
Allie,
No
what about
name
you?
is the best party mix. Just so everyone knows.
Is it?
See, I don't know. Like, a mix is great.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
sweet
can I tell
and
you
salty.
like one more little
Please.
like I have shared this on my Instagram too. Everything from Costco is so good. So, do you have an air fryer?
No.
What?
Neither do I.
Guys.
We don't have the.
we
ninjas.
live in
We live in
small-
condos.
I know. It's all you don't even need an oven with the air fryer. I don't cook
Can
anything.
I store it in my oven?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could do that. And you, like,
It would not fit in your oven. You have a
Carrie
baby
Bradshaw.
oven.
No,
yeah.
I could if I
do
took
you have an air fryer?
Yeah.
What?
Mark says no.
No,
Okay,
but
how
most people
most
don't have
air fryers?
No, it's just us. Kara Kim's got
My
one.
my mother-in-law has one. She fires it up. My sister-in-laws both have
my
one.
mom has one.
They have
People love it.
kids. It's easy.
I do
you
like
know?
that you can cook beans in it in like 2 hours, whereas normally it takes like
2
8
hours?
hours.
No, you
Like
cook
an
beans in
hour?
like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my
Should we
God.
get one
You're
and do a
stressing me out.
review? What
Yes.
about Instapot?
No. Okay, an air fryer? Like I
Isn't
am
an
useless.
Instapot an air fryer?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
no.
then I
Air
have
fryer,
no
you
idea
cook
what we're
chips. Like
talking
you can
about.
cook French fries in it way faster.
This is crazy.
Okay, you just. I have
Educate
no
us.
idea what we're
This
talking
is
about.
wild. Okay, I don't cook anything.
It's
Literally
cooked with heat.
zero, nothing. I don't know how to cook, and it's something I've come to terms with. I've had to come to terms with a lot of my personality traits that I've been trying to fight for a long time.
Yeah.
Cooking was one of them. Now I'm like, no, I don't cook. Air fry. Okay, you need an air fryer.
Maybe I should get my sister an air fryer. She doesn't like to cook.
Everybody you know, you can cook anything in there. Salmon. Do you like salmon?
Yep.
Yeah, you can cook salmon in there in 8 minutes. Done. Perfect. Anyway, you can cook steak. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can, technically. You can cook. Okay, so where I'm getting at, is like if I'm talking about like a snack, so like chips or chocolate, like frozen Costco cookie dough, okay?
Okay. The guilty pleasure.
Yes, I have this like every night. Okay, it comes in a box like this big. It takes up
Yeah.
your whole freezer. Honestly, my dad got it for me because he knows I love chocolate chip cookies, which I do. But it took up our whole freezer, and I was cursing him for a long time because I'm like, we don't have room for this. Then I figured out from TikTok that you can cook frozen cookie dough in the air fryer, and they make a perfect chocolate chip cookie. Perfect. 8 minutes. Done. You don't need to cook a whole batch of cookies. You just cook 2.
Can I blow your mind? When I want cookies, I make one at a time from scratch.
What?
I love to cook.
And how long does that take? All day?
12 minutes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How can you cook
14.
it? How?
I prepare in 2 minutes. It cooks in 12.
Okay, you need to do a TikTok about that.
I do. I have
I need to
a
understand
recipe
that.
book that I have to. I mean, if I made them enough, I would probably know, but it makes one cookie.
It's not that hard.
Okay, so this is 8 minutes. I beat you in time.
No. You beat us. You beat us.
Half the amount of time.
I love this. I think that's
you know
a very.
what?
I
Our
love
listeners
chocolate chip
probably
cookies.
love that. Kara Kim, if you're listening, she
I
loves
mean,
Costco. She loves air fryers.
Really? I'm sorry
She
to any
loves
cooks,
TikTok.
though.
She loves
What?
TikTok.
Like cooks or like chefs, they're people because they probably hate that.
That's okay.
Yeah, but not
But it's
everyone.
They're
is a
allowed
chef.
to.
They're
That's
allowed
okay.
to.
You play into your strengths,
Play
not
into
your weaknesses.
You're creating
the message
art,
of the show.
photography, clothing.
Beck&Boyd.
If you can't
You're
cook,
renovating
no one's
a
upset.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing
You're
your
very
strengths.
talented in
Thank
a
you.
thousand other aspects.
We're gonna
Thanks,
have
guys.
to get the Costco cookie dough.
Okay, we're gonna
We should do
wrap
it in
this
our
up
in our cookie tasting
because I
End it,
want to
end it.
hear about the guy Allie has for Sarah.
Okay. All right, guys, we love you.
yes.
Give us
Thanks.
a review. Allie, thank you for coming.
Yes,
You're
please
so
like and
welcome.
subscribe
Thanks
and
so
let
much,
us know how much you love listening. Thank
Time
you.
to talk about boys.
We have a lot of follow-ups, so you guys better tag us in all the things we just referenced.
Thanks, Allie.
Thanks, guys.